Welcome. Today we are interviewing Monica Lippis, who has extensive experience in the HR area. Many of you ask, what exactly does HR do? And today we are going to hear from Monica, her own story and experience. So Monica, briefly tell us how you landed in HR.
Hi, Rayanne. So my story began, I was working for a insurance company in San Francisco. I won't name it, but I can just say that we have a landmark there in downtown. And I was working in what they call their bond department. And I was a supervisor in the bond department, and I was approached by the supervisor in human resources to consider working in his department. And I knew nothing about human resources. And I told him that. And he said, don't worry, we will teach you everything you want to know about human resources. We will send you to classes and educate you in everything you need to know. And so shortly after, I was transferred into his department.
All right. And from there, you just kept skipping and hopscotching throughout your career. For how many years did you stay in HR, and how did you move up to, I know you were director level at your last position?
Yes. So I did. I moved around. So I started in his department as what they call a human resources specialist 3. And from there, I moved into, after I left the company, I moved into a position in human resources as a human resources manager, and slowly just started moving up into the director level.
All right, great. Now, I know that every day was different because I myself have been in HR, but what would be like a typical day for someone working in HR? And maybe we'll just look at the manager role, since that's what you did primarily.
Well, no day is really truly the same, and you have to be very flexible because it changes from day to day. But generally speaking, as a manager or director, you basically work with the executives and the other management team in the company. And so it's working with them on employee relations issues, recruiting issues. So it can change from day to day. My last position was as a regional director of human resources. And so I basically oversaw human resource business partners, and they were each assigned various territories. And so I would also be out in the field, meeting with some of my human resource business partners, managers, and working with them as well too. So it's different from day to day, but you have to be very versatile and ready for anything that can come up.
Yes, I totally agree. So what was a memorable experience? Something that you think, wow, I never thought this would happen to me in HR, or this was just something I will always remember, whether it was positive or negative. Could you share that with us?
So I worked in my first HR director position, I worked for a Asian company that was Asian owned and operated. And so I was their first female Caucasian manager. And that's where I met you, Rayanne. and so it was a real eye-opening experience, because there were a lot of cultural differences. And so it meant gaining trust. That was a huge part of that position, was gaining the trust and the respect of not only the executives and the managers, but also the employees as well too. And so I worked there for about 7 years. And when I finally resigned my position, I was told by the chairman of the company, who I reported directly to, one of the things that he said to me is, I trust you. And that was huge. That was huge. And when I shared it with a colleague of mine, they said, you know what, that's the closest you are ever going to get. And it was a really momentous moment for me, because I spent 7 years getting to that
That
point.
point. And I remember meeting you, that was many years ago. We were much
Mhm.
younger then. And I know that you were very creative in coming up with a training program. Many of the employees didn't speak English, so you provided English as a second language training. So you were very innovative and creative in saying, how can this company thrive and survive? You know, in the Silicon Valley, what do I need to do in HR to make sure we have the right employees doing the right jobs with the right skills? And how can I ensure that they're going to stay with the company? And by building that trust, people work for more than salary. They work for a company that they have trust in. So I think it was a tremendous asset to have you at that company. And going forward, I know that you built trust with a lot of the companies you worked with. All right, moving on to we'll have a couple more questions. If students are interested in an HR career, what is the advice you would give them? A lot of the students in these classes, they're taking the courses in HR. It's very basic information. So what do you wish you had known, or what advice would you give them so that they're well prepared?
Okay, so there's a few things. First, I would tell the students, don't pigeonhole yourself. Make sure that you learn all facets of human resources, whether it's benefits or employee relations or recruiting, that you don't pigeonhole yourself, even though you're determined to enter one of those facets of human resources. Don't pigeonhole yourself, because it allows you to be more versatile. And of course, human resources is the first on the chopping block when a company is looking to downsize. And so any human resource professional that has a variety or what we call a generalist background will be more valuable to the organization as a whole. That's one thing. The other thing is that I would probably, one of the things that I always ask a student who is interested in going into human resources, why did you choose this particular field? And 9 times out of 10, I'm told it's because I love working with people and I like working with people. And I think that's a big misnomer, because people that go into it with that mindset are really disappointed. I had an acquaintance that I met um, in a gym that I worked out with, and the trainer told me, hey, this person is also in human resources. And one of the things that she said to me, and she was new to human resources, is, Monica, I used to love socializing. And she says, now I absolutely detest it. And it's something that happens in human resources, because sometimes you see people at their best, but most of the time you see them at their worst. And so if you go into it with that mindset, I think you're going to be disappointed. And so, yeah, I would say go in there with a different expectation. I think one of the best answers I received on that question, and I only heard it once, is I like conducting investigations.
Wow.
And that to me was a good answer, because that's where you spend a lot of time.
Yeah,
And so I felt that person was going to be successful in that role.
right.
But if you go in there thinking, and you had the experience as well too, if you go in there thinking, I love working with people, you're going to come out a little disappointed.
Well, I think a lot of times people ask me, well, do you really work for the employees or do you work for the company? And we always have to remember the company pays our salary. We are seen in HR are seen as kind of a drain. We're not actually building product, or we're not making delivering services that the company can profit from. So a lot of times, even the executives think of us as more of a drain on the company and look to us for ways to save money, which are not always beneficial ways for the employees. We're trying to cut benefits, or we're trying to get the person for the lowest salary. So I definitely think people need to spend some time researching and not go in thinking like this is going to be such a great job. I have great people skills and I'll just be talking to people all day. It doesn't work that way at all. And
And I think it's important that the students go in knowing that you're you come in as an advisor. And, if you keep that mindset, you'll be able, to navigate it better.
and realizing that you can be an advisor and the executive team does not like your advice.
Exactly.
It's a very frustrating experience, especially when you don't want to say, I told you so, when something fails that you advise.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, you and I have a lot of similar experiences. I'll ask you one more question and then anything else you want to add. If you could go back and change anything, even your choice of career, would you do it? Or what would you change?
Absolutely. I mean, there's, in hindsight is always, what do they have? What's the saying?
20
Hind-
hindsight is 2020.
20. Exactly. I, I believe, as also a woman going into human resources, that it's important that when you interview for the role, that you don't always settle on what you're offered, that you go in there with clear eyes as well too. So a lot of times we have an intuition or gut feeling when you go in and interview with a company. I think it's important that you listen to that gut instinct. I wish I had in some of my roles, because I know that I would have avoided some of the headaches that I ran into. So I think it's important that you go in there with a clear eye, clear mind, and if you have a gut instinct, follow that gut instinct. Just don't settle.
Absolutely, absolutely. And do your homework, do your research. I remember taking my job at that company that's no longer in business in Union City, and I found out after they hired me, they immediately hired a manager at the same level, except this person was male, at a significantly higher salary than they had offered me. Now I was in HR and I could see everyone's salary, and I thought, why did I accept the first offer? Why did I do that? And why didn't I find out more about what the company's long-term plans were? Because they had decided they're going to open another facility in Mexico and all of these types of tasks that I was going to be responsible for that I had no idea were part of the job description. So definitely ask good questions, make sure the interview goes both ways, and make sure that you get what you deserve, especially as a female. We have to do
And
our homework.
and like your story, I can tell you one of mine, which is I was interviewing for a position in Silicon Valley as human resources. At the time, I was already at the director level, and I interviewed for a position and was told that no, we are managers in the field, and that we don't have any directors. But as you mentioned, if you do your due diligence, you'll find out otherwise. So it's important that you kind of stick to your guns and always ask for more. It never hurts, because once you're in there, you're stuck. You're in there. And so I think it's very important, that you always ask for more, that you follow your gut. And if something, seems off, then it is off. So, yeah.
Make sure you ask those questions. My daughter-in-law is a marriage and family counselor, and she says, if you don't ask, you already have a no. So I really like that. Well, is there anything else you want to add today? I think you've given us a lot to think about. I think the students will learn from your experiences. Any last thoughts or comments?
Yeah, I one of the things that, as I was growing in the field of human resources, that I told myself, because when I went into human resources and you told people, oh, I'm in human resources, the first thing they would tell you, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is, oh my God, we have a nightmare HR person. And I, as you ask the right questions, if you ask the right questions, you're going to find out why. And one of the things that I always heard was that, our HR person is like, a police officer. And I really dislike that. And so let's just say one of my mantras that I had was, I didn't want to become the police officer. Um, and so one of the challenges that I faced was sometimes you have to say no, but you have to learn how to say no. So what I would do is, for example, I'll tell you a little story here. Um, if I was asked to do something that I didn't agree with, such as signing a document that I felt uncomfortable signing, what I would do is, instead of saying, no, I'm not going to sign it, I would say something to the effect of, I've prepared the document for signature. I won't be the one signing it though. So if you're going into it with that mindset, it kind of changes the conversation and the dialogue. So instead of saying no, you're saying, okay, well, I'll prepare the document for you, but I'm not the one that's going to sign it. So
And I think we've all faced ethical dilemmas in our work where we've had to really think hard about what we're going to say and what we're going to do. We want to keep our job. We want to make our managers and executive team happy, but we may not be comfortable with what they're asking us to do. So I think that's really great advice. Communication skills are key for human
right,
resources
right.
professionals.
And it's always about the communication. It's always about trying to keep an open line there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving your insight to the students. And we look forward to your next adventure. I know you're on to your own consulting business now and doing some wonderful things out there with conflict resolution, helping people to mediate tough situations. So good luck on that.
Thanks, Rayanne, and good luck to your students as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.